Alright, time to play some D-Day dice again. It's been quite some time. Today I'm gonna be playing an expansion which has been requested quite a few times by my viewers. It's the Atlantikwall Expansion, which lets you play as the Germans. And this features, just like the main game, a solo mode, which differs a little bit from the original rules, but basically there are 2 pages of solo rules describing how to play and how some things differs from the main game. It's not very hard at all to learn. I'd even go so far to say that playing with this expansion is easier than playing the main game. There are fewer things to keep track of, in my opinion. Anyway, you're gonna learn the game as we go, as I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing. You start with 4 soldiers and the Unteroffizier, a specialist. The Unteroffizier lets you reroll 1 die in your final tally. Cannot reroll a locked die. Quite a cool specialist there. We have our own German specialist, German items, decorations, as well as our resource card. And of course our own sequence of play chart as well, since there are special RWBs. And the RWBs, as you know, are different for every nation. If this is something you want to read, go ahead and pause the video. You can see the German RWBs. The allies will have an automatic unit. He's not going to keep track of his resources, as he don't have any resources. The goal of the game is to let the allied go to every area, including into the bunker, and then for you to survive. Have soldiers remaining once he's done. So this can play quite interestingly, and usually I'd say that it's quite hard in the beginning, because as the allies advance the first times, they are gonna rally a specialist, which is the sniper, which will kill one of your specialists every turn that the allies aren't advancing. The allies start in the normal area. If there are several starting areas, you will roll a dice and or a die, and there will be a random place to start. But since there's just one starting area, we can see he's gonna start here. In difference to the original game, where you can stay for 3 turns in each area, the automatic allied unit can only stay for 2 turns each area, except in these places where he can only stay, or they can only stay for 1 turn. Other than that, the allies ignore all of these things which you see on the map, except the one where you can only stay for 1 turn. Barriers, which cannot be moved over by the allies, and the minefields and machine guns. And the way they work is that the defense of the sectors and the minefields and the machine guns, they will damage you instead. So they will do damage to you unless you use an item or rally a specialist to prevent it. Anyway, let's going. As the allies cannot stay for 3 turns like in the original game, but only 2 turns, you will start the allies on this side, the corporal side, instead of the private side. We're gonna go ahead now and roll for the Germans, and I'm looking for stars, as I want to rally the Sharpschütze to counter the German, the allied sniper. And we are getting quite a lot of medals here. Okay, so we got our first RWB, and we're going to go ahead and look at our sequence card. We can see here, discipline, add 1 black result of your choice to your final tally, or gain 2 courage. I'm going to go ahead and do the first and add 1 black star and gain 1 star. And then we have 4 more stars. So we have 5 stars now. We have 2 soldiers and 1 wrench, so that's 2 more soldiers and 1 item point. Okay, the next step you would do is adjust the allied unit marker. Then you would rally specialists and find items and draw decorations. I'm gonna skip that for now. And then you would do allied movement, but they don't move until they are on the red side, the red arrow. So we are doing combat. And combat works just like in the normal game. I will lose the defense of this sector, so that's a 2. So I go from 6 soldiers to 4 soldiers. And that's it for that turn. And we go again. I'm going to go ahead and roll my dice, hoping for some more stars. Almost got an RWB there on the corporal. Gonna go ahead and lock those. Oh, look at that. We got an RWB. And almost an RWB for the star. Too good to be true. I was thinking we could get the second RWB, but anyway, we got the RWB for the corporal, which is called support troops. Gain 6 soldiers and 1 courage. Very nice. So we go ahead and add the RWB. 6 soldiers. We go from 4 to 10 soldiers then. And then we also gain 1 courage. Then we're going to add the individual dice, 2 stars and 4 soldiers. So we go from 5 to 7 stars and we gain 2 soldiers. So we go to 12 from 10. So next step would be adjusting the allied unit marker. And now we're going to rally specialists, and I'm going to do just that. And like I said, I need to rally the sharpshooter to counter their sniper, which they are gonna rally the first time they advance. And this card is described in the solo rules. It doesn't work like this. During phase 5, spend 1 star to force 1 unit to lose 2 men. Instead, during phase 5, you spend 1 star to put 1 marker on the sniper, the enemy sniper. And once you have 4 markers on that sniper, you can sacrifice a sharpshooter to destroy the sniper. So it works a little bit differently. So anyway, I recruited him for 3 stars. So I'm down to 4 stars now. And after that, we are going to go ahead and do our allied movement. And I'm going to go ahead and move up the allies over here and reset their unit dice. And as they are advancing, they have recruited the sniper. Again, this text doesn't matter. Read the rules instead because it's not relevant in the solo play. And the sniper, he will take out one of my specialists, one of the German specialists, every turn that the allies doesn't move. And basically... you get to choose which specialist he kills, and the only way to kill him is by using the sharpshooter or the sniper badge, which is in the decorations. Anyway, so now we're gonna go ahead and do our combat, and you see here it's a defense sector of 4, so I'm losing 4 men, so I'm down to 8 soldiers. And the effect of the sniper rallied is not until the next turn. So the next turn he's gonna get to fire at my specialists. Okay, so it's my turn again. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my dice. And I'm gonna go ahead and save those, lock those. And saving that one. So I got an RWB again. You remember that one. It is called Support Troops. It gains me 6 soldiers, so I go from 18 to 14. Also gains me 1 courage. And then we look here. We're gonna let the skull... actually, I have the Unteroffizier. Reroll 1 die in your final tally. So I'm gonna go ahead and reroll that one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these individual dice to my tally. That's 1 more courage, 1 item point, and 5 soldiers, so I go up to 19 soldiers now. We go to next step, which is adjust the allied marker. And now we can rally specialists, find items and so on, but I'm gonna skip that. And now we're in the what's called allied movement. I'm gonna show you this because it might be simpler if you see the turn of sequence. Allied movement or a sniper fire. So basically sharpshooter and sniper can be used if the allies aren't moving. And the German, this is a good thing, the German always get to start. So I'm going to go ahead and use my sharpshooter, and I have 4 stars, so I'm going to go ahead and fire 4 shots at this allied sniper. 4 shots have been fired. I'm going to go ahead and decrease my points from 4 stars to 0 stars. And then I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice my sharpshooter to take out that nasty allied sniper. So I'm putting him with the face up in my specialist deck to remember that he's been used and he's been killed. So it goes back there, and I never had to take any fire from the sniper, and that's usually how I try to play it. I try to either get the sniper badge decoration or get the sharpshooter and try to take him out, try to get 4 stars before he has the chance to fire upon me. Okay, then we go to phase 5, which is combat, and we can see that the combat sector number is 4, so we lose 4 soldiers. We go to 15, and that's it for that turn. It's time to go again. Now I want to go ahead and raise the pioneer, so I don't have to take damage from those mines. So I'm going to go ahead and reroll all of these dice, since I need 3 stars. And this is quite funny because this is going to give me two RWBs. You see I have an RWB here, which is discipline for the German. Discipline, add 1 black result of your choice to your final tally. This can trigger another RWB bonus. And that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a black dice, a black 2 soldier dice here, giving me a second RWB. And that RWB is going to be replacements, gain 6 soldiers. So that was really helpful for me. So I'm going to go ahead then and add 6 soldiers. So I go from 15 to 21. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these individual dice. That's 4 soldiers, 3 stars, 1 courage. So 3 stars, 4 soldiers, and 1 courage. With the courage, once you have 5, you may draw a random decoration. The Germans have nasty. Whoops. Don't know why that was there. The Germans have nasty decorations which can give you quite bad effects. You might have to lose specialists or soldiers, so they're not always very good. Okay, so we go on now to adjust the unit marker of the allies to the red arrow indicating that they have to move this turn. Then we go to rally specialists, and I have 3 stars, which is just what I need to sorry about the focus, just what I need to get the pioneer act. And basically, again, don't read this text on some of the cards because they are specially described in the solo rules. Basically, the pioneer, what this guy is going to do with me, he's going to let me ignore the dice roll I would have to do as the allies pass the mines, and I would have to take damage. Like, for example, if I didn't have the pioneer now, once the allied unit moves, I would have to roll the dice, and I would have to take 2 casualties to my soldiers. And the same goes for the machine gunner, which you need to avoid the machine gun dice in all of these. That's quite a lot of positions, 6 positions. Anyway, so now we go ahead and move, and the way the allied moves in this game is that, like I said, he moves up, advance, then he will go to the side, he will go up again, go to the side, go up, and all the way to the bunker, and he will try to stay on the map for as long as possible. So moving to the side now and resetting the dice to the corporal side, and now we have combat, and again it's a 4 in combat value, so we are taking 4 casualties. We have 21 German soldiers remaining in the bunker, fighting bravely. I read a really interesting article about the soldiers during the Normandy invasion, the Axis soldiers. Many were conscripted soldiers from Poland and Czechoslovakia and so on, which really didn't have any will to fight, but they had to. So there was a lot of innocent people getting killed during the D-Day invasions. Got another RWB. That one again is the one called Discipline. No, sorry, that's Support Troops. I'm gonna gain 6 soldiers, so I go from 21 to 27, and 1 Courage. And then I will add the individual dice. That's 1 star and 6 soldiers. Yeah, that one should have been reset to 0 once I bought the Pioneer. So 1 star and 6 more soldiers, so I go up to 33. So I am being very lucky this game with the rolls, I have to say. Let's see now. We will adjust our allied marker, and then I'm gonna go ahead and draw a decoration since I have 5 courage, and the decoration is Infantry Assault Badge. Gain 8 soldiers, or play during phase 7, 1 unit in the bunker loses 12. Okay, so I can't do this because there's no allied unit to do that with. So basically I gain 8 soldiers. I'm gonna go ahead and use that at once, and I'm putting it in the bottom face up to remember that's an award that's been used. So I'm gaining 8 soldiers, so I go from 33 to 41. I never had so many soldiers this early on, feeling like I'm gonna survive this. Okay, so 4 soldiers. We go now to a combat phase, so I'm losing 4 soldiers. I go from 41 to 37. And then that's it for this turn. We move on now to the next turn. And I got a star, that's good. I want to rally the machine gunner. Could I get another star, perhaps? That would be neat. Okay, no RWB this time, but you can't get lucky every time. However, I do gain 2 soldiers, 2 stars, 1 courage. And that should also have been reset. So 1 courage and 1 item point. For 9 soldiers now, that's quite a lot. And 3 stars. I'm gonna go ahead and use my stars to rally that Maschinengewehrschütze, which lets me ignore all of the machine gun fire I would take otherwise once the enemy enters those regions. Okay, so we are now doing our adjust allied unit. We should have done that before we rallied, but doesn't really matter. And then we have our allied movement phase, so he's moving up to this side. And this side, this time I'm losing 6 soldiers. So I go from 39 to 33. And as you see, when I reset this dice, this is can only stay here for 1 turn. So he's gonna move on the next turn. Go ahead and roll my dice. Ooh, have a chance of... Again, always when I recruit and stuff, I forget to reset the stars. But yeah, I got the Maschinengewehrschütze, so I should have reduce my stars to 0. So I have a chance of getting a real nice RWB here. Let's see if we can make that happen. Oh no. Okay, so I have the Unteroffizier, so I am allowed to reroll one of the dice in my final tally, and it stays the same. Anyway, I gain 6 soldiers. That's alright. So I go from 33 to 39 soldiers. And then we go ahead and adjust our unit, allied unit marker. And we move over here, and I'm going to go ahead and take 3 damage this time. And you can notice that there's a machine gun marker over here, and that means I would have to throw this dice and take those casualties as well every turn, if it wasn't for the fact that I now have the machine gun Schütze. And anyway, that's it for that turn. We're going again. And I'm going to go ahead and keep rallying soldiers and saving some stars to get some better specialists in my team. Oh, look at that. Almost an RWB. That could have been cool, but it couldn't happen. Anyway, no RWB this time, but I get a lot of nice stuff. 2 stars and 7 soldiers. So I gain 2 stars and 7 soldiers. That's gonna be 43. I have too many soldiers. I've never had this many German soldiers this early on, so I'm very lucky this turn. Again, doing the unit marker adjustment, and then doing combat, taking 3 casualties. So I'm going from 40 soldiers in my German bunker from 43 to 40. Okay, so we are going again. So more stars here. And soldiers. Gonna go ahead and save those. Locking the stars, saving the soldiers. Doesn't want to give me any more RWBs. I've been too lucky. However, I gain again 3 stars, so I'm up to 5 now. And I gain 5 soldiers, so that's 45 soldiers. And then we go to our step number 3, which is adjust the allied unit marker. And now we're going to go ahead and rally some specialists. And I believe I want to get, the Ostveteran is good, gain 1 soldier for every RWB, but perhaps I want to get the bunker commandant before I do that, because the bunker commandant, as you can see, lets me change the color of 1 die in my final tally, so that's really good for letting you get some nice RWBs easier. And then we have our combat again, or actually before we have our combat, we have our allied movement phase. So he's moving over here, taking 6 damage, going from 45 men now to 39. And resetting these by 4 stars, since I went ahead and purchased the bunker commandant, or rally the bunker commandant. Resetting the dice now to this side. And going again. Could I get an RWB perhaps? Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Unteroffizier to change, reroll one of my dice. And look at that, I got an RWB. The replacements gain 6 soldiers. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those 6 soldiers directly. I go up to 45. This is gonna be a record, guys. I'm not gonna lose, I can tell you that much. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add the 7 soldiers, 1 item point, 1 star. So 1 star, 1 item point, and what did I say? 7 soldiers. That's 52 soldiers now, guys. 52 soldiers. All right. Gonna go ahead and adjust the allied unit marker. And then we have to do our, we're not going to rally any specialist, but we are going to have to move our allied unit. So he's moving up here, and this time I'm taking 10 damage in the combat sequence, but I would also have to take machine gun fire if I haven't raised the machine Gewehrschütze. So 10 damage, I go from 52 German defenders to 42 German defenders. And we restart our dice here on the corporal side, and we roll again. Gonna go ahead and save those. You can see that I'm not really heavy on decorations because they have a tendency to backfire, so I kind of avoid them. Gonna go ahead and re-roll this one with the Unteroffizier. And look at that. Oh, I thought I would. Yeah, actually, I can get an RWB now because I can use my Bunker Commandant and change the color of one of your one die in your final tally. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the color of this one, the red one, to a white one. So then I get the replacements RWB gain 6 troops. Okay, so the RWB gives me 6. I go from 42 to 48 soldiers. Then I gain 1 courage, 1 star, and 7 more soldiers. 7 more soldiers, that's 55. 1 courage and 1 star. Alright, and then we have our allied unit adjustment. We don't rally, I think. Let's see, I'm gonna look at my specialists. I want to get that RWB guy. Yeah, the Ost veteran. So I'm gonna go ahead and recruit the Ost veteran, which lets me gain 1 soldier for every RWB I obtain. So I'm rallying that one for 3 stars. And this time I'm actually gonna remember to take my resource card directly and reduce it with the cost of the specialist. Okay, so we've done that. Now we go to combat, and again we lose 10 soldiers. So we go from 55 defenders to 45. And that's it for this turn. Now I'm feeling like I need to focus a little bit more on building up my soldiers because it's not over yet. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Unteroffizier to re-roll the skull. And I gain a star instead, so that's nice. Alright, no RWB this time, but I do gain 2 stars. 1 item point from the 1 wrench. And I gain 5 soldiers, so I go up now to 50 soldiers. And we go back to the game here. We adjust our unit marker to the red arrow, indicating that we have to move this turn. And we are moving over here to this side. And we are doing combat. Again, 10 soldiers lost. So I'm going down to 40 soldiers. And again, there's a machine gun icon there. So if I wouldn't have the machine gun, I would lose those soldiers again. Resetting the allied unit marker and going again. And we have some nice rolls here. I'm gonna go ahead and save those soldiers. I'm gonna go heavy on recruiting soldiers now. Gonna go ahead and let's see, re-roll that one. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Bunker Commandant and change the color of this into black. So I get the RWB support replacements. So I gain 6 soldiers. And then from the individual dice I get 8 soldiers and 1 item point. So 1 item point, and what did I say? 8 soldiers? 8 soldiers, right. So I go from to 54. Cool. Okay, back to the game, adjusting the unit marker of the allies, and now doing combat. Combat, again, I'm losing 10 soldiers. Again, I hope I've explained it for you to understand. I'm losing 10 soldiers because of the defense of the sector. And we're going again, guys, and I got a good feeling about this. I think I'm gonna make it. And this might have looked easy, but I promise you that usually it's not. Usually I'm not doing this good. It's actually quite a challenge playing as the Germans. Gonna use the Unteroffizier to reroll that one wrench. Gonna use the Bunker Commandant to change that dice into a white one. Again, gaining the replacements RWB, 6 soldiers, going from 44 to 50 soldiers. On top of that, I'm gaining 7 soldiers from the individual dice, 1 item point and 1 star. Seven soldiers. I think I might have said 6. Anyway, that's it for this turn. We are adjusting our allied unit marker. I don't think we want to rally a specialist. And actually, I got an RWB, and I have the Ostveteran. And when you have that one, you're going to gain 1 soldier. So I'm actually up to 58 soldiers now. This one is awesome. Combined with the Oberkommandant or the Bunker Commandant, you're gonna gain so many soldiers. Let's see, I have 3 stars. I might want to recruit something. I'm gonna save it for the General Feldmarschall or General Feldmarschall. Yeah, anyway, no dice are locked for you. That's a good one, but I need 1 more star, so I'm gonna save it for that. Alright, guys, so we're moving on now to the side here, resetting the dice, and we're taking again 10 damage. Would have taken more if we didn't have the machine gun Gewehrschütze. Going from 58 to 48, we still have a very high number of German soldiers defending. And look at that, we are getting RWBs here as well. I'm not gonna throw that away. I have to save that. I just can't throw it away. Rerolling the white one. Ooh, look at that, guys. I love it when that happens. We have 2 RWBs. We have if we look at our discipline, we have support troops. So we gain 6 soldiers, 1 courage, and this one lets us gain 2 courage or 1 result of your choice. I'm going to gain 2 courage this time because then I'm up to 5 and can draw an award. So again, from the RWBs, I got 3 courage and 6 soldiers. There we go. And from the individual dice, I gain 3 stars and 3 soldiers. Okay, as you can see, guys, I'm very lucky. Like this makes it, my video makes it look too easy, but it's not. I promise you guys, it's actually quite hard. Moving on, adjusting the allied unit marker, and now we're gonna do some rallying. I'm gonna rally a specialist. I'm gonna go ahead and rally this guy who lets me ignore locked dice for 4 stars. And I'm not gonna forget to adjust my resource card. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spend 5 courage to draw a random decoration. Draw 1 decoration of your choice. Shuffle the deck. That's a nice one. I'm gonna go ahead and use that one right away. That's the Iron Cross. And then see here. So basically we can take this opportunity to look at these cards. You can see here that play immediately, lose 1 specialist, or there are cards here which are definitely not good for me. I'm gonna go ahead. There's a sniper badge which you would use to kill the allied sniper with. But I'm gonna go ahead and take those honor roll class to rally a specialist for free. So I'm taking that and I'm using it. So I'm putting it face up in the bottom directly. Going back to my specialist deck. And let's see. I want to get an expensive one. Okay, all the expensive ones are done. I don't have it. Okay, the Waffen SS one is good. It lets you ignore one skull. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose that one. And I'm placing it down. There's no more space for all my specialists. On top of that, I gained 2 RWBs. So my Ostveteran will gain me 2 more soldiers. You see, the more specialists you have, the more stuff you have to keep track of. It's not all good. Alright, so we've done that now. We are moving on to combat phase. Again, I'm losing 10 soldiers. So I'm down to 49 from 59. I still think I'm pretty confident I'm gonna win. So let's see. I don't have to lock any dice now since I have that specialist. But doesn't matter. I'm gonna save those soldiers. I want to make sure I win. I don't want to leave it to up to faith. There we go, another RWB. Gonna use the Unteroffizier to reroll that wrench, and unfortunately I got a skull. I'm gonna cancel the courage with that skull. So the RWB, first of all, it gives me 1 extra soldiers because of the Ostfront veteran specialist. Then the specialist, the RWB itself, replacements, gives me 6 soldiers. And then the individual dice, which are 7 soldiers. Okay, so you see, you know, 7 soldiers. My brain is standing completely still. It should be 63. You just have to pinch these black things here, or the numbers will just change by themselves very easily. Okay, so you see, you know, I'm gaining so many soldiers. We go now to adjust unit marker to the red arrow indicating he has to move this turn. I'm gonna see if I want to find an item, but I don't. I want 10 item points at least before I do that. I only have 7. So we go to movement and now combat, resetting the dice. Again, it's 10. Again, I would lose more if I didn't have the machine gunner. We're down to 53 soldiers. And we go again. Gonna save these men. Oh, that's a lot of skulls. Whoops. So I got some different rolls. I got, let's see, 1 star. I got 1 item point, 2 courage, and 3 soldiers. And we adjust our allied unit marker. We do our combat. I'm gonna lose 10 soldiers again. Go down to 46. And next turn. I'm gonna save those. I don't have to lock any dice, but I wanna see if I can get some cool item. Oh, too many skulls. Too many skulls for comfort. But look at that, I got an RWB. And then I can also use my Unteroffizier to reroll that 1 dice. And look at that. That's nice. Okay, so we got the RWB Ingenuity, which you can find a used item by paying its cost in item points, or look at the top 3 cards of the decoration deck and arrange them in any order. We're going to do the second part there. We're going to look at the top 3 card of the decoration deck, and then we're going to change them in the order we want. These are quite bad. Okay, Spanish Cross. Gain 1 item point for every soldier you have. I have quite a lot of soldiers, so I'm going to have that on the top. Putting them back. That's the RWB. Remember, I have the Ostveteran. For every RWB, I gain 1 soldier. And then for the individual dice, the 3 wrenches are going to give me 6 item points. So you start by adjusting that from 8 to 14. And then I also gained 1 star and 4 soldiers. Okay. We adjust our unit marker. We are going to see if we want to pick an item now. So this one seems nice now. Draw 1 decoration at random. So I'm buying this for 10 item points and I'm using it directly. Draw 1 decoration at random. It cost me 10 points, right? So I go to 4 from 14. And I'm drawing the decoration. We already know what it is because we arranged it. Whoops. And it is the Spanish Cross. Gain 1 item point for every soldier you have. So I'm putting it face up here to remember I've used it. And I have 51 soldiers, so I gain 51 item points. I can tell you, of all the time I've played this game, even the base game, I've never been this lucky with the cards and the points. Okay, so I'm getting lost here in everything I'm doing. I'm gonna see if I want to buy some more items. Remember, in this, as the German, you can buy, there's no limit, you can buy how many you want. I'm gonna get the telephone. I'm gonna get the bicycle. Okay, so I'm gonna get the bicycle and the telephone, which are gonna give me 10 and 4 soldiers, so total 14 soldiers. Putting them face up here to, let's see, that's the wrong part. Face up here, so I remember I've used them. Adjusting my unit card here, I bought items for 30 points, so I go from 55 to 25. And I gain 14 soldiers. So I'm up to 65 soldiers now, not bad. I have 4 stars, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. Perhaps there is a German specialist I might want to recruit. There's none of them I would like the Feldjäger, but I need one more. I need one more star for that, so I'm gonna have to wait for that then. Okay, guys, let's see. Okay, so we are now in the movement phase, so the allies are moving over here in the last position before the bunker, and we do our combat, and I'm losing 10 soldiers. I go down to 55. And we are rolling again. And look at these nice RWBs which I'm getting. I'm getting the star I wanted. Sometimes this game treats you nice. Sometimes it certainly doesn't. Alright, look at that. We got no RWB, but we got 2 stars. And then we got 6 soldiers. So that's cool. We go to the next phase, which is Allied unit marker adjustment. And then we rally specialists and find items and so on. And I'm going to go ahead and rally the Feldjäger, gain 1 courage for every RWB you attain. So I have no more space for my specialist, so I'm going to go ahead and put him there. And now that we've done that, I should adjust my my resource card here by 5, so I only have 1 star left, 1 star remaining. And And then we are doing combat. And I'm losing 10 soldiers again. So I go from 61 to 51. And then it's time for a new turn. And we have an RWB here. Because I am going to go ahead and re-roll or change the color of that with my my thingy, my Bunker Commandant, which can change the color of one die in your final tally, but not its result. So I'm changing the color of, let's say, which one should I do it with? This one would be the smartest one to change. I'm changing this one to red because it's going to gain me 6 soldiers and 1 courage. So I'm getting 6 soldiers. And then I'm gaining 1 additional soldier because I have the Ostveteran. And then I'm gaining 1 additional courage on top of the 1 courage because I have the Feldjäger, which gains me 1 courage for every RWB. On top of that, I have, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9 soldiers. So we are going up to 67 soldiers. We are adjusting our unit, allied unit marker, and we are moving now into the bunker. And we are doing damage or battle. And we are taking 20 casualties. And the allies are now done. They are depleted. And I have 47 soldiers remaining in my unit. In my defensive German unit. So anyway, that's a victory. I have 47 soldiers. I have 1 star, 4 courage, 25 item points. I have 8 specialists rallied. Okay, this is an easy map. Obviously, it's the first map of the game, but it actually, even this map can be sometimes quite hard with the German player if you don't get the initiative early on and take out that allied sniper. I might have done some error playing this. I know in my old videos for D-Day Dice, there's always, you forget using your veterans. You might turn this one too late or too early, whatever. I'm doing these videos for you to kind of just see how the game works, not to be perfect, but if you saw an error, you can comment and other people can see, okay, that's not how it's meant to be played. He committed an error, but I can guarantee that there has been a few errors in this video. Anyway, this is D-Day Dice Atlantikwall. I think it's really funny. Really fascinating game, getting to play as the Axis, and just a great expansion for D-Day Dice, and a great way to mix things up. So yeah, if you want to see more, stay tuned, because I have the Gott mit uns expansion for the Atlantikwall coming, and I got a few more things to show you regarding D-Day Dice 2nd edition. So stay tuned, and please do subscribe to the channel because it does help me a lot. And you have a good time. Bye.